Hey guys, Brian with Buffalo Beer Reviews. Today we're going to take a look at the New York Beer Project's first offering in a can. And this comes in the form of their Irish Coffee Stout. If this sounds like your cup of tea or your Irish Coffee Stout, then stick around and we'll take a look at it. Brian with Buffalo Beer Reviews. I'm really excited about today's beer review. It is, like I said before in the little intro, it's the very first beer canned and released to the public from the New York Beer Project. And it's their Irish Coffee Stout. I've been asking them for years, for 2 or 3 years now, what are your plans on canning? And I have never gotten really a good, response, a good rationale, anything like that. So it just kind of came out of nowhere. March 1st. A very limited amount are canned and available here in Buffalo. I am unaware of the Victor location and stuff like that. But from their New York Beer Project website, Irish Coffee Stout, this is a sweet stout, clocks in at 7% alcohol with 30 IBUs. And it says, it's always a glorious day when Irish Coffee Stout returns to the taps at the New York Beer Project, brewed with natural Irish coffee flavor, cold brewed coffee, and lactose for a touch of sweetness. Irish Coffee Stout is a delicious beer version of the boozy Irish coffee that's served across the pond in Ireland. Cheers. Stuff like that. So let's see what this thing looks like. It's March. It's, St. Patrick's season. It's stout season. It is my birthday, a couple days right before St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to be ginger with this pour so that I can get my nose in there with the head and everything like that. Again, it's the New York Beer Project's Irish Coffee Stout. Cool. And we take a look at this. I mean, it's as right down the middle of the road as you're going to get for a stout, especially, this really great sort of dark brown, black body, no light coming through it with ever so slight bits of that, almost like that cola sort of opacity to, the sides of the glass. Like nice tan sort of head to it with really nice tiny packed bubbles. And you get your nose right up in there. And sorry, my mouth is already watering. You get this really nice balance between this sort of bready, sort of stout body with some sweetness, I think, from the lactose, and a little bit of that. You just opened up the can of coffee, sort of coffee grounds, sort of perks you right up, sort of aromas. I love coffee. Just even the aroma alone does it for me, and I love it. So, this already looks and smells the part, and, it's already gotten me excited about drinking it. So let's see what this thing is all about, right? Yeah, I think that the aromatics, the wash through of your sinuses and stuff like that really do play in favor of the coffee. You know what I mean? Man, very nicely aromatic up in the nose and stuff. So I think you get a really nicely done stout here. I don't know what we need to talk about stout-wise. You get these great sort of roasted and toasted sort of maltiness to the stout. It's got a really nice medium, a full medium bodied sort of build to it, sort of a presence in your mouth. All the while with these aromas of coffee playing in your nose, slight bits of coffee flavor. And I'm going to go into that in a second. And I think it's all smoothed out with this great sort of lactose addition. The cold brewed coffee. I've said this before in a couple of different beers and different reviews. These coffee beans sort of act similarly to hops. You have these higher temperatures and higher times for the coffee beans. They give off different oils. They give off different bitterness They give off different sort of bitterness and tannins and flavors and stuff like that. And hops react the same way. You know, you increase that time, you increase that temp, you get different flavors and bitterness levels. So the cold brewed coffee really does give you a nice sort of well-rounded coffee experience without adding a lot of bitterness to it, which is great. And I mean, you're talking about, you know, a bitterness unit of like 30, and it's definitely perceived as a very low bitterness brew, which is really cool. And I think once you get a couple of sips down, I think that full medium-bodied stout experience is shines through once and twice, and every time you drink it. The coffee experience is really nice. Borderline, subtle, you know, well done without being overpowering in the beer. The lactose is basically non-existent except for this nice smooth ride, without it being like a milk stout, stuff like that. For 7%, I think it's wholly appropriate. This is definitely something that hides that 7%, but it's just really cool to be able to pull up, you know, pull up to the beer project, go in, grab a 4-pack of beer, and go home with it without, you know, having to do growlers or crowlers or X, Y, and Z. I think that's really cool. I do. I like this. I like this time of year. I like the spring peeking out. I like the weather kind of starting to crack a little bit. I like, you know, it's St. Patrick's season. It's stout season. It's my birthday season. So this time of year just puts me in a good mood, and this beer really does nothing to change my mood from being good. This is a fine stout. And I mean, if you guys think that this stout looks like, you know, it's right up your alley, I would suggest getting out to the beer project there on Transit Road in Lockport and grabbing some 4-packs before they're gone. And if you guys follow them on Twitter or Instagram or anything like that, you know that they're coming out with beers all the time. Their you know, monthly beer releases are just packed, and there's always something different coming up from the beer project. So that's it for me, guys. I'm going to sit back and edit this video as I sip on this thing, and it is enjoyable. So that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed a little look into the beer project's Irish Coffee Stout. I appreciate the clicks and the watches, and you guys know all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.